balanced. Okay. Stay there. I need a glow stick or something. I should have parked where there's a little bit more light. I guess that's what happens with tinted windows. Right, beginning of first shift. Oh, cops across the street. I just fueled up. I went to the Shell station on Quadra. I either usually go to Shell or Petrocan. You have Shell so I can collect air miles, or not the Petrocan, sorry. I guess it would be Esso. Or like Superstore, sometimes them. So anywhere you can collect the Optimum points. So you can go to like Shoppers Drug Mart and you can get the Optimum card, and that Optimum card is good all over the place, like the Superstore. Excuse me, pop burps. Shoppers Drug Mart, Esso, I believe, and a few other places. And then it's like, while you're spending your money, you're collecting these points, and you can get money back more or less. So that's a great one. I love the Optimum points because you can actually shop with it. Like, I've literally shopped with it and better benefits actually than air miles. So I should probably stick more to the other end of it with the Optimum, because I've actually purchased groceries at the Superstore with the card, like the points, the actual points, and I've even purchased fuel. So it's worked in two different ways, and that's what's great. So if you're going to be spending the money anyways, like you're out and about, you might as well, you're spending the money on fuel, might as well make it count, right? So let's make it count in the right areas. So like, so to say you fuel up all month and then you get one tank free, well, still nice, right? Adds up over time. Or you can get food with it, whatever, you feed yourself. So as you're purchasing fuel, it's buying you food. Essentially. I guess I can turn on the lights a little bit for a little while. Don't want to kill the battery. I think the cops are busy enough with the, looks like, natives across the street. So I'm a little bit disappointed. I picked up a Coca-Cola instead of picking up a coffee, and it's the sativa, and I really don't like it. Tastes like crap. Like, it's gross. So I was thinking, instead of this time now, this is where I need the laptop now. It's just sort of balancing there, just barely. I got myself a root beer, because you can't fail with root beer. I don't often drink pop, but it felt like a pop night, so. And that was one thing, whenever I had driving jobs, I prefer to just drink water. It's cleaner. You feel better, your body, your skin, everything. At the end of the day, drinking water just feels better than drinking anything else. It's just clean. So fruit juices are good though, but nowadays you just don't know how many additives are in there, so that's not always the safest. Yeah, I need like a flashlight or something. So I've set my screen so that it just stays on for like 10 minutes. You can't just permanently leave it on. I thought you could. I swore I saw a setting where you could leave it on this new phone. And so I've got it set right now so that it's right at the map. I remounted everything. Just don't know if you can see everything here. How the phone is actually mounted. So I put the suction cup. I had it right directly underneath the mirror, like where there's no dimples, but then it seemed like it was just too far away. And then I put it right up underneath the dimples as far as I could, right up here. But I licked it a little bit too much to give it some moisture, so that it had something. You always have to give the suction cup a little bit of moisture, and it ended up sliding down almost an inch and a half. But that being said, it's actually pretty good. So now I've got a couple inches between the phone and the steering wheel, right? So my hand's not hitting it when I'm steering, and it's an easy place where your hand comes up and over. So it's good to have a little bit of space. So I like it now because it's straight up and down. Before it was stuck right here. You can see the ring still. And so then I had this funny elbow, and it was just taking up a lot of visual space, which is really unsafe. So it's nice if this would be all just clear view and just still have the whole window and be able to have this down here. But at the same time, this all is right at my eyesight. It's like my command center is right here. So I'm driving, signal lights are here. I can see everything that's going on, and it works quite nice so far. Holding that computer. Sorry. So it works nice right now because I can drive. Literally, it's right at my eye level when I'm looking at it. Because my eyes are here, just boom. And I can touch it while my hand's on the steering wheel still, if I really had to. So while I was on my way to get fuel, kept it on. And because I adjusted all the settings before I actually left my house. Got everything rigged up. I've got this plug in now. So I plugged in through the USB port. We'll fire everything up, actually. So you can see I have 4 ports, right? I need to get it fastened in here better. It just came with the double-sided tape, and that doesn't really stick to cloth very well. I do have some Velcro with double-sided tape on it, or that is like tape. So I'll maybe take a chunk of that Velcro with the hooky side and put it onto this, and then just have it stick onto the fabric that's on the car already. But right now, just tucked in right here is not bad. So I got 4 ports, like you can see, obviously, and a USB port, and I'm able to plug in my computer and charge everything up. So I can take it. My car's running right now, and we can charge up the computer. And we no longer have power issues. So everything is finally running. And by doing it this way, I don't have to run the cable through the back seat. It's still the plan, but right now I just have everything in my camera bag, so I can just easily throw my laptop in the camera bag, my charger. I just have to take these 2 wires that are sticking out about 12 inches in total on both of them and stuff them in there, and bang, I'm gone. So there's no, like, it's super quick, super fast, right? It would still be nice to buy a second. Then I don't have to make that little step, because that piece will always just be sitting here to plug into the computer. So that'll be next. Once I get the laptop mount sitting right here, then the laptop can sit there and the port will just be click right beside the computer. So as soon as you rest it on the mount, you're plugged in. That's the idea anyways. It will happen eventually. Make this my true command center. So it was kind of good going around and checking out Starbucks, finding out where all the locations are and where you can connect. This was one of the stronger feeds, and speed road or whatever it is was right there, and this is Alpha. So Mayfield Center's right across the street. This is the little hotspot area that we kind of want to situate ourselves in for now. maybe go downtown. I don't know. It's just showing me this map still of a general vicinity, and showed up after I jumped in the car after getting fuel. Your shift starts soon. I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm in the car waiting. So it's 8:21 on my phone. Same with the computer, and we'll just sit here and wait till something happens. We'll stream off of this internet feed. I've got power. My battery's up to 85%, so I don't really have to run all of this right now. The only thing is, you can't really see me in here with nothing else. Nice. I don't know what I did with those glow sticks. They're probably at the house. Stuck a glow stick in here somewhere, but that would only be good for the night. But this is one way of live streaming while I'm doing my job. So I'm incorporating my YouTube business in with my Skip the Dishes business, my independent courier services. Sorry. And if I had my laptop mount here, I literally have my command center and I could be writing a blog. Like, I can still write the blog with this and write it on my computer right here, put it on my lap, but it's a lot more comfortable when it's in, a more station setting that feels like it's a computer desk. Because the thing about it is like, it's a pole that's up here. I can always set my chair back and then swing the laptop out to me so that it's right at the height that I want, and you can arch it and everything else. So that it's like, it doesn't have to stay in a spot. It has different swivel points on it. And bingo, I'd have a full command center right here inside my car, running basically 3 businesses out of 1. So no longer working a job. Yeah, quit my job on Wednesday night. Told them I wasn't coming back unless you're going to give me $36 an hour and have a guy apologize. And I knew they didn't want to pay me that, so I didn't want to go back anyways. And then coming up with this idea, just boom, snap. Became very resourceful in a hurry and came up with what I had for tools. So basically my car, a cell phone, and a computer. And I had to upgrade my phone so that I could get into this independent courier services system known as Skip the Dishes or DoorDash. I'm only signed on to Skip the Dishes right now. Hopefully DoorDash will hook me up and sign me up here right away. Uber Eats did send me an email, wants me to continue signing up, so I'm going to continue signing up. There's only one fault with that. It's my car is beyond the 20 years that they ask. They want you to have a car that's within 20 years or newer, and this is just over the limit. So that's a little bit unfortunate. But besides that, if I had to, I could always do it. Like, you can do this by walking or with a bike. And so there was another bike that I've actually been looking at, because I wanted to do it with a one wheel. I thought that would be kind of amusing. But then this is a job. Like, if I'm actually carrying people's food around, that's going to get heavy and then a little bit dangerous, and I might drop it and it just could get messy, right? So I was looking at this really nice trike. It's been up for sale for a while. I don't have the money for it right now. But if I did, I'd definitely buy it in a snap, because this thing is built strong, and it's electric. It's a trike. It already has the basket with like the insulated bag. Not this one. It's black, but it's still more or less insulated. Now, it'd be nice if that was on the outside, but if these fit inside of it, it would work even better, or just as good, just as well. But then, being me, I'd want to soup it up a little bit more and try and get some more power out of that thing, because I think it's only 700 watts or something. So I'd want to boost it up add a few more batteries to it. So you're going to add a little bit more weight, but you're going to add a little bit more oomph to the bike. And it'd be cool to rig that up with cameras and everything else. But so that's kind of a thing here. If I can get going with this and this actually makes me money and we're successful with it, then I want to buy that bike and then see where we go from there with that. And if I can actually make more money in Victoria with the bike or with the car. So I guess it all depends on what time of day it is as well, right? And what area I'm located in. Um, I would say the bike would be better downtown or anywhere where there's a lot of uh, kind of condominium residents, and there is a lot of them here. So, you know, you don't really have to go far for that. That's kind of why I'm in the area that I'm in right now. I could be on the other side of the mall and or just anywhere in this area. There's a lot of different restaurants that are open later, and they do the takeout thing. So when I went out for my birthday, I was at the Denny's and I saw Skip&Dash's guys coming in and out of there like crazy. Like one guy with 2 bags in his hands. So, you know, I definitely want to get another set of bags. And maybe that's the way to go. Actually, I've been thinking about getting a set of these bags. But, well, I obviously already have them, which was really cool how that happened because I ordered them Friday and we saw it was like, what, 3 in the morning or something. And then I got them Monday afternoon when I got home after my little live streaming adventure around Starbucks in Victoria area. They were sitting there outside waiting for me. So that was super cool. Like I was so stoked when I saw those bags because I thought I was going to be waiting till like Wednesday or Friday for them. And to wait that long, I just go stir crazy, like super stir crazy. I was already going stir crazy this weekend. I tried signing on with Skip&Dash probably like 5 times with both my computer and my cell phone, so probably like 10 times in total. Just Skip&Dash, let alone DoorDash and Uber. Uber, I was having troubles with, and they weren't letting me through, but they finally have now again. So maybe I will try again. Their system just locked me down for some reason. Maybe I was forgetting my phone number, or email address, or something silly. I don't know. You start building business and then changing email addresses and passwords and stuff, and you just confuse yourself in a hurry. Especially when I did it the way that I did, because they're very similar to my personal name. So yeah, it's it adds that little extra challenge, which is kind of funny. But um, yeah, so here we are. What is it? Tuesday, 8:28. My shift literally starts like in 2 minutes with Skip&Dashes. Um, Nothing showing up here. Just I've got it on shift details. It's still just showing the map of Victoria, the area that I'm allowed to work in. So that's Victoria and Saanich, a little bit of it, but I guess that's what they're considering as Victoria. So if I make it smaller, you can kind of get a little bit more of an understanding, maybe. So there's Victoria, and then there's this little area here that would be like Langford and Souk, kind of. That would be your next big populated area until you move up island and you hit like basically Duncan or Nanaimo. So, yeah, we're on the, those of you that don't know. Okay, there's another perspective. There's Vancouver right over here. I'm way down here. So we're below the border. Oh, your shift will start now. You saw that pop up, right? So just pressed OK. My shift started. All right. I'm going to zoom back into my corridor. And I guess we sit here and wait for an order to happen. So I guess you are still kind of like a worker. You're a shift worker. because I just got a certain amount of hours. If you watched my last video just before this, that I streamed just before I came out here, I showed you that the app just started for me. So I was about 2 hours behind checking it. Oh, excuse me. So, just going through life, uh, getting things ready, having dinner, relaxing, whatever, taking a few minutes. And then I actually opened up the app and things were ready for me, I guess. Like all of a sudden there was some changes on there and I clicked through a few things and then I stopped myself and thought, whoa, I better live stream this. So started live streaming it and showed you the hours that I chose. So I have some pretty crazy hours lined up. I didn't bring them with me. But we can sit here. I'm just going to wait for a little bit, see if something comes up. But yeah, I've got a couple 15-hour shifts, 12-hour shifts, like a lot of long days coming up. So back to contracting and just whatever happens. So that's why I want to build the command center in here to be able to continue doing this. So I can be live streaming, letting you guys know the progress with this business and how well I'm working, how well it's working for me in my city, right here in Victoria, BC. And then I'd be able to obviously work at writing my blog as well and continue moving forward with that, because from just a little bit of research I've done, people say, you write on your blog or write a blog about your hobby, like a hobby, and within 6 to 12 months, you can start making a decent income with it. So, you still got to treat it like a hobby, like a job. I would, if you're going to do bare minimum, I would say write a blog at least once a week. Um, Something that's, pretty regular hobby, I would say 3 times a week. But if you want to try and make a business out of it, I guess you should probably try and write once a day. So this is all the progress forward. I would like to start writing once a day, on the blog, and then doing my little posts. So there's a little trick that I have with how I make my little Facebook posts with the quotes that I put on my blog post as well. And I basically just I took a Dale Carnegie course, and in that course, uh, Skills for Success, they teach you how to introduce yourself to people. I kind of knew about a lot of this because of the work that I was in throughout my life. Um, it just kind of naturally falls upon you because it's just like regular bullshitting, more or less. um, so a lot of it would be like work, but think of work as an acronym, right? So W, where are you from? O, what's your occupation? Um, uh, R, what's R? Recreation, like what do you like to do? And K, what's your next of kin, right? So that's a good way of starting conversation. A lot of people really can have troubles with it sometimes. It's amazing. And that's just another thing where we overcomplicate life once again, is thinking about how do we start up that conversation. You want to go and talk to this girl, but what do I say? Well, ask her name, introduce yourself. Like, how else is she going to get to know you if you don't ask who she is, or at least introduce yourself? Be polite about it, right? I'm not saying that I'm the greatest at this stuff. I'm just trying to give you a reference. Better teacher. Don't do what I do. Do as I say. No, don't even do that. Maybe. And then occupation. So what do you do? Like, what do you do all day for work? What keeps you busy? What makes you money? You know. And then R, recreation, because obviously you're going to have some time after work that you want to get away from that whole work life atmosphere and just unwind and do something that you enjoy, like a hobby. So that's where a blog can come in, and you can make some money off your hobby. And then next to kin, because people love talking about themselves and talking about their family. So they're easy conversation starters, and you can just ask the questions naturally, and people will just let it all out. So if you want to know how to strike up a conversation, just think about it like, man, this is like work, but it's really not as hard as work. So it is what it is. It's one way to go about it. So we're into our shift, and I guess things must just pop up as they go. That's basically how I've been hearing it and seeing it. And sitting here streaming until we get something going, and then once we get on the run, I guess the stream will end until I can finish that mission and get back to a location where I can stream again and let you know the progress. And I guess that's just how we'll do this. And so some days there might be more stream feeds than others. Just depends on how much free time I have. One of the ideas is I'll just stream while I'm typing away, and I'll try and put myself in a spot where you can actually see traffic and everything else, maybe. But that's where it would be nice to get to the point where I've got the multi-camera system, because then you're not just staring at my ugly mug all the time. I can give you different views, different perspectives, so you can see my surroundings around me as well, right? And then I'd be able to give it to you picture in picture as well. So then you're still not just seeing one view at a time. You're able to see two different views at a time, possibly even three. And then that would keep this stream feed quite a bit more interesting, right? But that's going to be something to work up to. And I wouldn't be streaming free like I am right now off of public Wi-Fi. I definitely would be streaming through a LiveView solo type system, something like that, or of some sort. I did notice one out there that was a little bit cheaper. I haven't had the time to look into it. Um, and so I don't know. I think it was claiming that it could still do 1080p as well. So that would be something to look forward to, look into, right? To see if there's something cheaper. But no matter what, there's still going to be those subscription costs for the air card. You got to pay for internet, especially when you're on the run. But it'll be a lot more cool because you'll see everything, like from A to B kind of thing. I still got to keep it discreet though. Like, there can't be any names or addresses given out. That's part of the privacy and confidential rules that we sign on to as independent couriers. So, I would have to have my camera set up so that you can only see certain views at certain times, kind of thing. And that would be that. So that's kind of the thought, like, how do you do this on a bike? It'd be nice to live stream and do this as well on a bike, but then you got that added challenge. So I'd have to actually have all of the gear on me all the time, kind of thing. So I'd be wearing a backpack setup and have cameras strapped to my body in various locations, like my ankle or my shoulder on my strap, or even the chest. You can attach like the GoPro or on a hat. But that's the thing, people get sketched out. Like, it was kind of funny going around and doing the Starbucks thing when I was streaming live there. Like, people could see that the computer is open. They could see the green light was on, and you can see the funny look in their face looking at it, because I had the screen blocked out. You couldn't see what was going on. I didn't want people to get too sketched out by it, so I blocked it out, or else I put it on a screen where it looked like I was shopping on Amazon or something like that. But yeah, it was kind of funny. They're getting all sketched out by the computer and us doing a YouTube live stream, but yet they're not realizing that there's about 10 other cameras in that store, any given store, at least a half a dozen, okay? Minimum half a dozen cameras recording you from before you even walk into their store. So It's kind of amazing how people react towards it, but it is what it is. Even this morning when I was at Tim Hortons, they were all acting weird, and you could hear them. They're standing in line. Like, what's he doing? It seems like he's recording, or he's talking to somebody. Maybe he's talking to his girlfriend or something. Like, I could hear them in the background. It was kind of amusing. But I did notice a huge difference in atmosphere between people. Like, Starbucks people are different compared to Tim Hortons people. They're different. Trust me. It's quite interesting. And I've gone to both, and I'm more of a Starbucks person now just because I like the variety of flavors, or the darker, more bold flavor, over Tim Hortons. It's really nothing fancy. And then I know how Tim Hortons treats you. Well, I know how Starbucks treats you too. But Starbucks has a lot better benefits than Timmy's will. It's no longer Canadian owned or North American owned. Like, it's the Colombians own them. So they've changed the business a lot. And I don't, like, it was a coffee shop, and they originated selling coffee, like, then donuts, and then they turned it into this little restaurant thing, and they don't have the capacity for that. Like, it's just crazy. Try to run these franchises in these little tiny establishments that aren't designed for it, but whatever. So yeah, start rambling on sometimes and have no end to it. What are we at here? 8:42. So I'm 12 minutes into my shift, and I'm signed on till 12:30. It says right here, Tuesday, October 6th, 8:30 p.m. to 12:30 a.m. Motor vehicle. So I definitely don't want to run my car through this whole thing. So we're gonna shut that down. I wonder if I can shut one of these lights off. They both shut off? No, because then it goes super dark. You can't see me. So we'll turn it on every now and then so I don't kill myself with the battery. Because I don't have AMA or BCAA. I didn't sign back onto it. I didn't think it was worth it. But at that time, I didn't think that I was going to be utilizing my car as my office and my major major tool for my business. So yeah, once things get rolling, obviously I'm going to be signing on to BCAA once again so that I've got a little bit of reassurance. It's not nearly as good as AMA is, so that's Alberta Motor Association. And BC is obviously British Columbia Motor Association. And what they do is just provide you with services. They can help you unlock your car if you locked your keys inside of it. They'll tow you. They'll provide you with a jerry can of fuel if you run out of gas, kind of thing. And then there's different packages, like they'll tow you for so long, so far, or whatever, and then that costs you more money and everything else. Or if you have an RV, you can add that to it. But it's a good idea to have. When I got my very first car on the road, like, it wasn't my first vehicle, because my first vehicle was a Volkswagen Beetle, but it wasn't on the road. It was a Pontiac Sunbird. Kind of a cool car, except for the lights flipped up, so it really buggers up the aerodynamics. So I really don't like cars with lights that flip up. I won't buy them because I know how much it slows you down. Kind of looks cool, but yeah, racing at night or driving at night, it just kills the aerodynamics and eats up the fuel. So not into it. But anyways, I got that AMA the same day that I got the car, and that was because of my grandparents. But I ended up locking my keys in the car that night, so I used that AMA the next day. And the thing with Alberta, like the Alberta Motor Association, is they'll unlock your car like unlimited times, and if it's even somebody else, you don't even need to know the person. And that's what's great about it. I've proved it over and over again because I've been up right beside people. I'm like, man, you locked your keys in your car? He's like, yeah. You can see two or three of them scrambling and trying to get this thing unlocked. They got hooks and everything. I'm like, buddy, I got AMA. Phone them up, and they come and unlock the vehicle for you. But here in BC, they're cheap ass bastards. Sorry. You get like $150 worth, and that's gone within one unlocking, you know. And then you get this short little tow package, so it's really, I don't know. I didn't find that it was really worth it. Like I paid 160 or 150. I don't know, 120, somewhere in that range, anyways, for the service that I didn't use. Period. Last year. I'm in the city. I'm not on the highway, so tows really aren't going to be that much. Like $75. If they charge me 150, they're raping me. But you know, couldn't be that much more than that. So if I really needed a tow, it's almost the same price as a membership. Or if I lock my keys, it's almost the same price as the membership. So they're only providing me with what it's going to cost me once anyway, so why even bother having it? That's kind of the way I was thinking. That's why I didn't renew it here. If it was like Alberta's and, you had all the great services that they provide, including some of the, like if you're with Alberta Motor Association, I don't think you have to pay for your driver's abstract and stuff. Maybe you do, but like it's hassle free when you go there. But if you're not a member, it's a hassle. They'll make sure it's a hassle. They won't help you, period. Yeah. They're very funny like that. But if you're a member, they treat you like gold. um, so I didn't get that same atmosphere here. They didn't treat you like gold when you walked in there wanting to be a member because you came from Alberta as a member. And I told them as a member, and they didn't transfer things over like it properly could have been, apparently. So I just saw a whole lack of unprofessionalism. And I can fix a lot of things on vehicles myself, anyways. I don't think this thing is going to go down anytime soon. Knock on wood. Wood. So I think we're good. Otherwise, I wouldn't be jumping into business to be delivering food to people if I didn't have a good, reliable vehicle. So, like, what goes on here? I really don't know. It's still just a screen. I'm going to X out of this for a second. And my shifts. So, oops, adjusting it. So, hey, what the heck? Okay, I don't know if you guys can see. It's too bright or whatever. But this is my shift, the top one where my thumb is. And then those next ones are Wednesday. But then everything after 3:30, they got a check mark on it. You can see in the orange box. Even into Thursday, I don't get what these. Oh, I got a confirmed shift. That's what those orange check marks are. I didn't confirm shift. Well, we better confirm shifts because we need to be working. We're going to be out here making money. We can't be sitting here not making money. Okay, so it looks like we're booked right in right up till Sunday. And then I've got everything booked right in from right into November 10th. All day available. So there's going to be a lot of hanging out in coffee shops and amongst the car. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to sit in the car all the time. That's going to get like brutally rough. The body will get bothered, sore. You got to get out and move around every now and then. So that's the good thing about having to deliver food is you got to jump out of the car. You know, well, no, don't say anything. You have to jump out of the car and run up and down stairs or in the elevator. Whatever you choose, I guess. Stairs are almost just as quick sometimes, and more or less keep you healthy because you're at least moving. Get to move those legs and, get everything moving. When you're in the elevator, you don't move. But then again, you don't want to be disturbing all that food either too much. So, see how lazy we get. But I don't want my body getting all sore and rough. So I'll definitely, when shifts are open during the day, I'll just run into coffee shops or whatever, A&W's, this and that, just grab coffee, grab something cheap if I have to, just to have business. Obviously, Starbucks, I was able to get away without having coffees. Some of those I live streamed for almost an hour, didn't even have a coffee. Come in and sit down at the table or whatever and live stream and not even buy a coffee. But there's only so much coffee I can drink, man. I was running to the washroom and leaving the computer alone and everything else. Like, it was getting a little bit crazy. So, yeah, it was fun, interesting, but it was, I think it was pretty smart that I did it, actually, because now I know those good little spots. So the next thing is just to test out all the other ones and anywhere where there's public Wi-Fi, see how good the feeds are. It'd be like my own little experiment. See how long I can do this for as cheap as possible until I can actually bring this live to you guys, right? Like, boom, right inside the car, and then eventually have two that going at once, kind of thing. Maybe have a feed backpack so that I can just jump right out of the car and constantly be running and feeding, and then have another system inside the car at the same time. I think that could be crazy. So, I don't know. We gotta keep this private, though. I could be getting a little bit overboard having cameras all over me everywhere I go. I should have grabbed some munchies or something. I guess all these cameras are Esso right across the street. So, that being said, I spent $70 on fuel, and then $4 and something on drinks. So that's $75 tonight total in expenses for tonight. And then we bought the fuses. Those were $15. I got one flare. Canadian Tire actually sells flares. I think they were $20 a piece. So, yeah, something like that. So just one little triangle that has a weight on it, and you just spin the weight and then the triangle. And so it's good to have at least 3 of them, because you can put them, you're trying to veer traffic away from your car. So if you got traffic behind you, obviously you put them behind you so that the traffic can see these cones or these triangles and see that you're broke down. And they call them road flares, I guess. And yeah, so instead of getting mine shipped out, because they are kind of heavy, and these ones are right here, and I wanted to be legal, at least have one. I got one of those for $20, a Canadian Tire. And then this 4-piece That was $29. So then the 3-piece one was $24, and then I think the 2 one was $20 or something. But I was almost hum and hawed for a couple seconds. I actually did, but then I was like, no hum and hawed. I'm just gonna go 4. Then you always have enough. But it's actually 5 because you got the USB port right at the plug-in, so it works out good. And then when I plug this thing in, now I need double capacity again with another USB and my plug-in for the computer. So yeah, that's kind of funny. Yeah, too dark to see. So yeah, we're sitting here. What? Oh, so it's just I went from Tuesday, October 6th, instead of saying 8:30 to 12:30 a.m. It says now to 12:30 a.m. with a motor vehicle underneath it. And there's been no orders. I've been sitting here for how long? We've been streaming for 46 minutes, so I guess that's a good indicator. It's almost 9 o'clock, 8:57 on my computer. So this is as real as it gets. You guys want to start getting into Skip the Dishes? I don't know how much more real I can make it. So I could read to you. That's another thing. I brought some books with me. And we could read together, learn together. There's all kinds of things. If I go to the store, I'm going to lose the feed. So I want to see how long we can do this for. Feed. We'll feed all night. If I got to sit here for 4 hours and they don't give me anything, then we got a 4-hour feed showing you that I didn't get anything. I don't know. Like, I'm like right in the heart of it. Almost. Probably in the most dense population. So yeah, I would say I'm right in the heart of the action. You couldn't get any better than this. So I'd imagine there's going to be a lot of this sitting around for quite a while. So that's where YouTube is going to come into play, and then my blog. So might as well be chipping away at something else that's going to maybe, hopefully, potentially provide another source of income, because this right now isn't making me anything. But that's only the start. We're only half an hour in, so you know, can't always come running out of the gates. You can't always go running out of the gates running. Sometimes I don't know how the saying goes. Sometimes you just gotta take a few footsteps forward first. So, I had 3 viewers at one point there, it looked like, and back down to 1. I don't always pay attention, but yeah, since you're in the car, I just have it so that I can see the screen, just like you guys see the screen, more or less, and go from there. Can provide a different view, maybe. Everything's relevant. Everything's relevant. shut off this light? No? Is it bright enough? I'm not bright enough, huh? Alright. Oh, excuse. So, that's not good. I could sit here for quite a while if I didn't have that light. I think it would be better if I turned around and had the light coming in at me instead of in behind me. That would probably work. Then I don't have to leave the light on forever. Because there's lots of bright lights right there. I wonder if that'll work. Hopefully we don't lose our feed. Just moving a few feet. I don't know, far. But it's not like we're in the garage. There's obviously a lot better feed at Starbucks than there is at home. So we'll try that. There's quite a few lights here in front. And then I can shut the car off. Hopefully the cops don't bother me here. If they do, I'm working. You can see I'm working. There we go. You can at least see my face, huh? Kind of worked. A little bit better. Pretty dark background, but that's because my windows are tinted, so it's not letting in a lot of light. Like that. See, if I ducked right down, stay. I got some good light on me here. But yeah, so we're half an hour in and no orders yet. But, first day. Just trying to get some light on me here because it's dark. And try not to run the car too much because I want to save some money. I mean, fuel and money, I guess. They go hand in hand. I'm seeing that it's working really good on that side. Like how the light's reflecting. Maybe not. Seems like there's more light on the passenger side than there. I'm just not sitting low enough. Squirming around in here trying to get the right light. So if I move forward, it just moves, so it doesn't really help. Well, the car's running now. Might as well charge up the computer a little bit. It's at 60%. Don't want to kill it right down to nothing. Alright. I can see my lights in the windows, and they look kind of cool from this side. The halos. A little bit wore out from being up early again today. So running around at 7 o'clock, trying to make it look like I still have a job. Well, I do. That's business, is getting things ready. Trying to live streaming at Tim Hortons. Good thing we didn't buy a coffee there. They had no power anyways, just internet. uh, that's quite amazed though. Like no power at all. It's like wowzers. But I guess I don't know. I always thought they wanted people to sit around and hang out at Tim Hortons, eat their donuts. They don't have power. We might have to migrate over there eventually because Starbucks closes early, and Timmy's is the only one I think that stays open late. So we might have to migrate over that way and go get a box of Timbits. We'll do a stream feed from there. But I want to try and stay here until we get our first order. That's the idea. Let this stream go as long as possible until we get our first order. Hopefully we can make it happen. Get one order. At least one. For the amount of time that I'm going to spend out here. Sitting here now for half an hour with nothing. 40 minutes almost. Well, I'm not going to kill the battery. We can sit here and wait. Getting a good reflection off of this bag. So we can add that in as some representation. Right? Skip. Is it upside down? Skip. All right. There you go. Now we look like an actual commercial. First night with Skip. Live streaming from Starbucks. What am I, the laziest YouTuber in the world? I just live stream from public internet, public Wi-Fi. Too lazy to edit. This is more entertaining, no? I need somebody to talk to, maybe. I might go crazy. No. I'm probably already there. Who really kidding? So this could get really bad because you're always going to want to munch or something. That's why you need to have books. I got the books. But I'm going to need like a reading lamp off of my head so I can just read down at the book. And then we can just sit here and read and learn whatever. Practice on my reading out loud skills since I suck at it, obviously. You get better with time. And it's just some of the stuff that I'm reading, just it's not story kind of reading, but whatever. Reading in front of the camera too kind of feels awkward sometimes. I act all silly in front of the camera too. I don't act like this all the time. Trust me. I know I'm different, but I'm not that different, am I? Alrighty. So 60%. It went up to 70 just on that little charge. But yeah, I don't want to be burning up fuel. It's bad enough I'm burning up time. So the only thing that we're benefiting on here right now is that we're in the system, so that's cool. I accepted shifts right away, so I think that will help. I'm out here in the Limelight area. I'm not moving around, but yeah, I'm not going to be spending my money on fuel just to cruise. That's just silly. I think that'd be a waste of money. I'd rather be sitting here central and just waiting, kind of like a tow truck or a taxi would, because you start driving around and you're going to burn through fuel. Sure, you're moving, keeping yourself busy, keeping yourself occupied, but you're wasting your tires, your oil's life, all the parts in your vehicle, and then fatigue of the body. That can do it too. So just sitting still, you don't go through nearly as much energy. So to work a 15-hour day or you know anything longer like that, you're gonna need to be able to try and maintain a certain amount of energy. Like I can already feel myself getting tired, and what are we at? 9 o'clock. But I was up this morning, like I normally was, like 5:30 in the morning, and did my thing like I normally do, and then jumped out of the house pretty much the exact same time as I would as if I had a job or was still working down at the construction site. Um, so, I have been busy all day. It hasn't been super strenuous or anything. But putting on a show is, there's a certain amount that goes behind it. I've been yammering away all day, so that takes a certain amount of energy. I'm thinking about things, trying to keep it a little bit interesting by talking and letting you know what's going through my head, and uh, you know, just being out front, being up front and central. It's kind of like I say, feel very, very, very vulnerable to the world, I guess. Um, but I don't have like I got a viewer. I like that. It's one's better than none. I'm not complaining. So that way, I'm not super scared or overwhelmed because I don't have like this huge following of people that's gonna uh, nail me to the wall or saying things back to me. You know, but that would add to some interesting content as well. So we'll see what will come of it if that actually does build up. That's going to be interesting. So I wonder how long it will take. Like how long will it take for people to catch on and then start watching? Like we've got up to three now within what is it, 2 days, 3 days of doing this. Um, no, just 2 days because we just did Starbucks yesterday, right? And I've done a few other live feeds, but not on a regular basis. Like this is basically going to be a daily thing now. Um, and we don't know how many videos are going to come out. Like there could be something like there was yesterday where there was 23 or 24 different little segments throughout the day. That was a very, very busy day. Just doing that was exhausting on its own. Don't get me wrong, like it seems like a simple task, but there's still a certain amount of stress behind it. Obviously, if you watch through it, I wasn't buying coffees at every location, so you don't know if you're going to get kicked out or not. You don't know how they're going to treat the situation. We're in COVID right now, just opening the doors back up for people to be back in the public, and then, yeah, I'm pulling a stunt like that. So, you know, people are in an uncomfortable zone as it is, and then you add to the element a little bit more. So yeah, it's kind of funny, but that's how she goes. So I'm wondering, it is a Tuesday night, and I don't think there's gonna be a lot of action tonight. I'll be surprised if we get any orders, to tell you the truth. just because it's a weekday. But it's these roads are pretty busy, so with busy roads, that means there's busy bodies, and other people are busy. Just doesn't mean that they're on the road being busy. They're at home, so there is promise, I guess you could say. Um, but the only thing that is on the downside, I think, would be that a lot of restaurants are closed already, right? Like, I don't think there's probably a reason why they have all these shifts available. A lot of the shifts I picked though were all throughout the day, so I can't really say anything towards that actually. Uh, Other than they just want to see if I'm willing to jump onto shifts immediately. This could just be a test, right? Like how they want to follow you with the app wherever you go and see what kind of activity you have or whatever. Then, like, I was trying to sign up very quickly. They might have noticed this. And then on top of that, I signed up very quickly, like within 2 hours of them sending me the text. So that's probably average. Like a lot of people probably answer it right away. I'm not the average typical person where I got to be right there answering my phone constantly. Um, but still, 2 hours isn't too bad after getting the email or whatever. The seeing that the app had changed so that I could actually get into the system. Yeah, trying to advertise, skip, whatever. Put it like that. It's good enough. And then got all signed up, and then went through the process like they tell you to go through. Went through that through the live stream to show you guys what it was all about. Well, going through this app step by step as much as possible. Missed a few steps, but yeah, booked on to available all day shifts right from what is it, next Monday on the 12th right till November 10th. So I'm basically signed on from 7 in the morning till 2 or 3 in the morning if I'm there all day. But I'm sure I'll start to see a pattern of when there's actually moments of action, and that's most likely going to be like between 10 o'clock in the morning till 7 o'clock at night. Those are probably the hotter spot locations. But going back, I'm thinking if this app is following me around to see what kind of activity I have, then it would be the same. And I wasn't able to at first get shifts for this week. It looked like I was only going to get shifts for last week or next week until I started looking further into the app, and then just signed on to whatever I could to fill up my day as much as possible. So I think that was kind of a smart move in a way, because then, like, I'm not very picky or choosy at what times I want to work and don't want to work. I'm just right there, right? I'm always available. So hopefully they catch on to that. And as long as I keep always being available, then I'll potentially and hopefully get more and more contracts, right? So that's kind of my thoughts, my ideas with it. Um, but who knows? Ooh, drinking too fast. Some munchies would have definitely been nice. Wasn't thinking there. Oh, well, I had a good dinner. A nice steak, a little bit of pasta, and some fried potatoes. Yeah, I eat weird sometimes. So an hour and 10 minutes, nothing has happened other than the start of the shift. So that's, oh well, we're here. We're waiting. Bring it on. Come on. Somebody order something. Somebody's hungry. And going through stuff like this, I think this is where you get people dropping all the time. So you'll get people that are interested and have this big idea of getting into skip the dishes, and then they start taking shifts like this, and like, oh man, I sat here for this amount of hours, and this is how much money I made. And that's gonna be part of it. There's gonna be parts where it's slow, and there's gonna be parts where it's fast. So you gotta take the good with the bad, right? Like when it's hopping, start like pumping it out there and taking as many orders as you can get them filled up. And then when it's slow and relaxed like this, this is when you sit back and we do our stream and our blog. So to me, it's going to work in an all-round situation. It just, whatever. I'm going to do what I have to do to make this work. Oh, excuse. The whole idea is to be able to make my entire income online, and I really have no want and desire to go back to a job. If I absolutely have to, like if this doesn't work within the next 2 weeks, like if I don't see anything promising, I'm definitely going to have to go and get on with Labor's Unlimited or something. But that being said, throughout this journey, I guess I'm going to have to keep my eye out on what's available for jobs just in case. And, just keep it there on the sidelines just so that we know what's going on in the area for action for job wise, just in case this doesn't go through. So we'll jump on something quick. But there's always Labor Unlimited. It's not really something I want to do. I don't have my hard hat anymore because I left it at the last job. And I could get another one. It's like what, $20-$30 or whatever, but don't really want to. I only have rubber boots. I don't have leather boots because my leathers were destroyed, and I don't want to buy another pair because I don't want to go back to construction. But if I have to break down, I'll break down and take another construction job or jump on with Labor Unlimited so that I can work through the day with them and then do this at night or whatever, just to try and make some extra coin on the side or whatever, keep this going and continue to do this. Just sit here and wait till it happens, and we'll live stream it just to let people in on the action. Let them know what my experience is, which definitely could be completely different than anybody else's experience, but it can open their eyes and maybe make things more promising for me, or worse. It's we don't know which way this will go, so I'm just going with it. It came to mind, and that's just kind of something that I do. When I get something in mind, I'll just run with it and freaking go, because if I sit back and overthink it, then I start overthinking it, and that's exactly it, and don't actually do or follow through. So it's better to just jump in, like don't get your feet wet, like jump all the way in, right to the tits. Like drown yourself, man. Get in deep. Go up to the neck. So anyways, yeah, here giving it a shot. Didn't really converse with anybody too much or gave this any forethought or anything. Didn't research too crazy, like I said, got onto YouTube after I signed on and saw that this guy had a referral code, and yeah, so I could have actually made $25 already, and he could have made $25, but you know, uh, it happens. It happens. So sorry. uh, yeah, it would have been nice that we both made a few bucks there, because then that would have been like a third of these bags, right? Then it would have only cost me $50 for these bags if I would have got the referral code, because I would have got $25 back immediately, basically. So that would have been great, but whatever. It's a learning curve. Maybe somebody else will catch on to this and not do what I do. Learn through my mistakes. Come on. I can feel it. It's coming. Come on. I wonder how long I sit here before the cops come and bog me. Because the Starbucks is clearly closed. But I'll just tell them I'm working for Skip&Dashes. I'm subcontracting right now. I'm just waiting for some action to happen. Because that's basically what we're doing. Sitting, waiting, live streaming to YouTube, so the rest of the world can see exactly what's going on right now. And yeah. Yeah, I'm crazy. I think I'm crazy. I must be crazy. Who does stuff like this? Crazy people. Too bad you guys can see stuff that walks by. There's been a few interesting characters. Come on. Come on. Bring an order on, because I'm gonna need a coffee soon. Already went through 2 pops. That's a lot of sugar. This isn't sugar though. Stevia. It's freaking gross. Like, if I want my grandma's sugar, freaking gross, man. Yeah. Ugh. That's just disgusting. Like, I'm not drinking Coke ever again. Guess we're going to Pepsi if I ever drink anything like this. If I do drink Coke, it better not be this zero shit. Stevia. I don't mind Coke Zero, but the stevia, I don't know if they're the same, but I don't think so. I think this stuff's gross. Just nasty. It leaves this coat all through your mouth and taste it. Yeah, it's like grandma's coffee. Gross. Can't handle it. Alrighty. So how's everything going on your end? Man, cab drivers are just a hopping. Maybe cab driving was a thing to get into, but I can't afford $100 a day. Holy moly. I guess if you make at least $100 a day, I think a lot of the cab drivers, though, they own their own cars. Like, they have to. That's how they're making the money. You make way better money when you own your own car. You don't own your car. Like, you're paying that $100 a day just to drive it, plus the fuel. That's easy $150 a day right there just to drive the car. Like, that's an entire living right there. $150 a day. That's a minimum wage job. That's insane. So if you own the car though, and that money is going towards the lease that you own, and somebody else pays you $100 a day to drive your car, then you're making money. That would be good. I should have done that when I had good credit still. That would have been a lot more intelligent. Buy into the company, get my own car, and then hire it out. Buy another car, hire it out. Get a half a dozen of those, and then just hire it out and never drive them again. Let somebody else drive them. Feel like some M&Ms or something. But I'm not leaving here until I get my first order. Come on. Something show up. I want to swipe. 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 Maybe everybody went to DoorDash. Nobody orders from Skip&Dashes. Who knows? Maybe I should sit here and sign up with Uber. Continue doing that. That would be a good idea. Ugh. I feel tired now. I don't feel like doing that. And it's only 9:30. So I'm only an hour into my shift. 1 hour. No orders. Oh well. Probably not gonna get anything tonight. I wish this thing would like ding at you when it comes up. Ding, then boop. Swipe. Be like a race to swipe. Whoever gets first. And I could like just close my eyes, have a nap, and it ding. Oh, time to go to work. All right, let's go. Oh, that would be great, huh? That would just be too easy. Ding. Oh well. There we are waiting. Thanks for tuning in to my channel tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the shit show. Oh, this is hilarious. I wonder how many people would actually watch what I do. Because I didn't really look into this kind of thing at all. Skip&Dash thing. Is Skip&Dash is only Canadian? Or is it American too? How many people would be interested in Skip&Dashes? Something like I'm doing. Probably not too many, because I don't imagine everybody's thinking about going out there and doing food delivery. People usually want to get paid for the time that they go and spend out away from their home and doing things that they want to do, right? That being said, I could be watching YouTube videos like I usually do. I can do everything here, pretty much, except for lay in bed. So, yep, we're good. I just need to get that little laptop mount, and I'd definitely be able to do everything I want to do in a much more comfortable manner. Sit here, I could watch YouTube, I could watch Netflix, I could write my blog, I can live stream, I could edit videos if I wanted even. Like, the possibilities are endless sitting out here just waiting for an order and doing other things on top of it. I could be knitting, making blankets. Yeah, right. thought I saw something. Seeing things. Alright. Are we going crazy yet? I'm trying to keep myself entertained because I can feel myself getting tired already. Because if it's 9 o'clock now, and I was running around since 7, we're at 14 hours. And I still got 3 more hours to go. So it'll be a 17-hour day, kind of more or less. Wasn't super busy, but still moving around, doing things. What did we do today? Live streamed at Tim Hortons. Went home. I had troubles there. I had put 3 live streams there just to try and do one stupid little task. 2 tasks. Put the lights in underneath on front and then put the inverter in around back. Then I went to Canadian Tire, got the fuse, got the 4 ports so that I can run more power accessories in the car. And I grabbed something else there. Oh yeah, the triangle. I grabbed a bag of chips when I was there. What else did I grab? But there's one more thing. The triangle, the port. I can't remember now. There was one more thing. No biggie. Oh. And then, yeah, got signed up with the app, got me signed in, got my days scheduled, had a shower after I had dinner and all of that stuff. And here we are now. So, it's been busy. When you spread out your days worth of work over this extended period of time, it's busy. I would say. Most people only want to do their 8 hours a day and that's it. They just want to go home and watch TV or sit back and relax, drinking their beers. I don't blame them. Putting in lots of extended hours and not knowing if you're going to get paid or not is not very reassuring. It's definitely a big risk, and it's not for anybody. But I'm willing to take that risk right now. And there's plenty of ways to start making money if I really have to. It's just a matter of getting resourceful or putting myself into those resources to make it happen. So it'll be interesting to see what happens over the next 2 to 3 weeks. I gotta stay afloat to keep this happening. So basically have enough money for fuel and food. So yeah, I'll basically be trying to snack as minimal as possible, cook my own meals, and then just bring my own lunches and everything to work, because to buy lunch at McDonald's or something like that every day is gonna get super expensive, because you'll be looking at $12 or something easily every day. I think Dairy Queen's probably the cheapest with the 3-wing deal at $7. It's actually pretty decent. One more wing would be better, but you get 3 chicken strips, some fries, gravy, and then you get a little sundae as well. I thought there was something else in there. It's been a while since I had it. It was my summer thing, my my cousin got me into when he came to visit. And then after that, every Sunday I was going to Dairy Queen for the $7 3-piece chicken strip meal with fries and gravy and my sundae. And I think there was something else included there. Maybe not. I don't know if it was a dinner bun or something. Having a little sundae is a nice little treat. Oh yeah, you get a drink. You get a drink with it too. So you get the full meal. It's nothing super crazy filling or anything, but it's something. It was kind of fun to do this summer. Go out to Sydney and then I go get my Dairy Queen every Sunday. And then I'd go and park in front of the ocean if most of the time I was able to do so. By the end of summer, it was getting less and less able to because more and more people were coming out and people were enjoying the beach and everything. Plus, we had some really nice days, so they're trying to enjoy that. Don't you disappear on me. We gotta keep an eye on you. So, yeah, just haven't done it for a while. Now I just gotta be a little bit more cautious on the finances, trying to make this business happen. I gotta be able to pay rent at the end of the month. I've got insurance coming up here in the next couple of days that has to be paid for, so that's $145 or something like that for insurance, and then just keeping myself alive. So I've got to be able to figure something out if this doesn't work, like in a hurry. That's why the vending machines are up for sale. If I have to, I'll mark them down another $500. I've only had one bite, but I think I've had about 21 visits, so that's not too bad. And but still, there's just really been no interest. Anytime I go to sell something and I mark it at the right price, usually it sells like immediately almost. So I obviously didn't mark this at the right price. It's still a pretty decent price, man. Like, it's probably almost half of what I have invested into them because it cost me my time and money and fuel and everything else to get up to Nanaimo to pick up the one. And the other trip was driving all the way up to Parksville. So that was an all-day trip just to get all the way up there, and paid $1,600 for that dual machine. And then what did I pay? Like $650 or something, or $550 for that? I can't remember. I have it on one of my videos. That's how I remember nowadays. Just go watch my videos. That's my journal. Um, so yeah, I've got them up for $14.95 right now, and I'll be losing a little bit of money. But it's COVID right now. Not a lot of people have money. People are getting a little creative, I think, trying to make money. This guy just, when he started asking if it collects bills and does this and does that, I knew exactly what he was thinking. And I'm like, yeah, you've never done this one for one. You're doing way too much research and seeing all these different options, and you're wanting them and thinking you're going to get it all. Like, these machines aren't new. If you want options like he was asking for, you're looking at a $4,000 machine, man. Like, come on. If you're lucky, you'll get it for 2 or 3 grand, but I doubt it. The guys that have them in operation, they're making money off of them and they're keeping them in operation. They're not selling anything used to anyone because they don't want you to get into business. It's just, it would impede on their operation. So they keep it as a very tight knit thing around here with the vending machines. So if I could get my foot in the door, I'm sure it would work. It's just a matter of getting the right location. That being said, I do have older machines. The one is brand new, but it's quite a bit different. I haven't actually got it all plugged in and tried to operate the computer or anything either to see if it actually works yet. That kind of blows me away because that's usually something that I'm all over. I like just like playing with whatever I get right away to see how it operates and functions, and haven't done that at all with this. So I have been very busy doing all kinds of things, but then that's an excuse too. There's been plenty of times that I could have definitely sat back and just played with it, especially in the summer when the weather was warm. Now it's getting cooler again. That guy doesn't really want to hang outside pushing buttons, just playing with the machine. But it might have to be done just to figure it out and then try and find a place as quickly as possible to get it going because now that the business is up in operation, that would be another way to make money, most definitely. So it's quite unfortunate that things went down the way they did at work, and I didn't get those machines on there and whatnot. But when you don't want to be somewhere, you're just gonna naturally pull yourself away from it. Like it was tough. I was going to work every day for probably 3 or 4 months, just hating it. Like hating it. 3 months for sure. Like every day I walked down the path to work. It was a beautiful path. Don't get me wrong. I loved walking through the trees and seeing the water flow when it rained and stuff like that. And I still enjoy that area. It's one of my favorite parks to go visit around my home. But but when you're walking down to work and you're swearing and cursing at these people out loud because you hate them so much because of the way they treat you. Like you bend over backwards to help them out. You don't even work for them, and then you go and help them out, and they treat you like crap. And then you're not like. There's just so many things how they treated you like crap. Like it's just unbelievable. Go fuck yourselves, man. I don't work for you guys, and then my people wouldn't even do anything about it. So because they just want the job done, and they don't know how to run a show, obviously, because they let everybody else run the show. That was quite obvious. Like I've seen young superintendents before, and they still get out there and crack the whip and run the show. They don't let your subcontractor run the show for you. Like that's sad, man. When the prime contractor can't do it, but the sub can. Like, but that's just what you get for people here. You can't find. There's just a struggle to find anybody of any particular kind of thing. So you can almost specialize in one thing here, but it takes that time to go and get educated with it, and then you're in a job, right? So are you really gonna love it? Are you really gonna enjoy it? Like I've got into business thinking that I'm gonna enjoy that business, and then when I got it up and running and doing it, I didn't enjoy it anymore because I saw what was behind it. The dream was more of a fantasy until you get there. You know, like this, yeah, it all happened really fast, and I'm excited about it. But you know, there's always that in the back of the mind: is it gonna work out? Like you go online in Vancouver and not here. You can't get a set of bags here online. I saw a couple last week, and I've looked quite a few other times because I've been here a year now, and I've been on the edge and thinking about doing this for a year. Um, but yeah, you go to Vancouver, and there's like 20 or 30 different ads up for these bags. So you don't know, like, I don't know if it's people buying them thinking that they got the time to do it, or it gets like this and they get frustrated because they're out here and they think they're wasting their time and they don't know how to fill it otherwise, and try and come up with other creative solutions to make money. Like, that's the thing. Like, when you get into business, you don't I don't know. Some people can do it and just make it work off of just one business, but it's not always going to work like that. Sometimes you got to have your foot dipped in a few different areas to try and make one thing work, or as soon as one thing does work, start to branch out and try and find something else so that you got something else to back up onto, because very easily one business can fail and the other one's kind of pick up the slack for it if done right. Or it can just kill you completely, like I went through once before. So, it's, yeah, business isn't for everyone guaranteed because of the risk value, I guess. But the reward is huge when it does work out and you do put your heart and soul into it and you make it work. It can work, like, beyond what your expectations are, which is really cool. And that's not always the prize for me. Like, yeah, that's part of the reward when you get paid through money and everything. I'm driven by money, but it's not always that. Sometimes it's just that accomplishment that, look what I did. Like, I just whipped this together and then boom, made it happen, made it work, brought it all to life. And it'd be like a couple having a child. They made something happen. They created something and they're proud of it, right? That to me is kind of like business. It's like a child. You build up this business into something. Um, you jump into it without knowing what to do or where to go with it. And they say that's how a lot of millionaires make it to their millions, because they jump in and they just go. They figure it out along the way. It's those people that jump in, but they don't go with it, and then they struggle and they overthink it, and then don't actually get it up and fully running and in function, and don't make anything work out of it. So we're at 34%. We better charge up a little bit. So it has its little thing to it. I get excited, I get revved up, like it lights me up, gives me something to look forward to. I was so down and out at that job. I was dragging my ass to work. The closer and closer I got to work, the slower I would walk, and the more I would drag my feet. Like, I just hated it there. When people treat you like crap and you do good for them, they don't deserve you. And it sucked because I didn't want to get back into construction, but nothing else paid well enough. And there are good paying jobs here, but it's just, you need experience or you need an education, and a lot of it, I don't have the experience in those areas, and I definitely don't have the education. So, oh well, figure something else out. Could be that kid trying to mow lawns in an area where they already have people that mow lawns for them. You know, might as well turn the light on since the car's running. But yeah. So what is this? An hour and 44 minutes. Is that the longest we've streamed now out of Starbucks? I don't know. I don't know if we did a 2-hour one. It seems pretty extensive for 2 hours visiting that many locations. I haven't even reviewed all of it to see all of the videos. I was only able to see some of them, and then it was just black that's still processing or whatever. How dare you go black on me? Come on. Come on. Work. Bring in some orders. I know they're out there. You're giving orders to all these other people that are already working. Why don't you give one to me? Come on, at least one. Give me one. Give me one. I'm out here for like, what, 4 hours? So the least you can do is give me one order. One order an hour would be better, but come on. I'll take an order. Come on. So yeah, this is why I can definitely see people that drop out of this. So gotta get creative. And that's what I'm saying. Like when I do my quotes, I can do that right now. I guess that'll give me something to do. Usually bring a pencil because I just open up the book and there's different quotes. So this is a book from Dale Carnegie's scrapbook. I got it when I took Skills for Success. It's the same course that Warren Buffett took, and it changed his life. Didn't change my life, but I was using a lot of those skills already on a regular daily basis, just with the industry that I was in. I was traveling around from job to job to job, meeting people. So you end up just kind of learning how to create conversation. Well, that's the thing, though, is if I go to do this, I could do it on computer, I guess. So I usually go to Canva, and I just use the free version. I don't do anything. And I'll just read one of these phrases, and I try to go in order through the book, and just write it so that it'll fit onto my little background drop or whatever that I'm using, because some of the phrases are longer, and just try and give it a little bit of artistic value of my own with the lettering and or the fonts, and then the colors that I use within the fonts, and then the backgrounds. And I still got to give credit to the gentlemen or women that write the quotes. And so I put their name within it, either at the top or at the bottom. And that's basically how I build my quotes for my website or my blog. And then Bruce Lee, he's one of my favorites that I grew up with. As I idolized him, and he's got a philosophy on life. So he's got a whole bunch of quotes in here, and I work them into there, so that I got basically 2 books here that I can do quote. Because as I started studying into social media and stuff, sooner or later y'all fall upon Gary Vaynerchuk, and I fell upon him, obviously, which I find is funny because I bought his darn book and the guy doesn't even read. So I actually ordered 2 of them. This is his first one, and it was written 10 years ago. So it goes to show you can write a book and you'll make money off of it probably till the day you die. Now, they say if you write a book, you'll make $1 million. Sounds big and fancy, but that $1 million, it might not. It might come over a period of time, so it may not be overly substantial, depending on how many books you write, I guess. But he basically, he says work 16 hours a day, pump it out. So that was kind of the idea when he says that you should be posting at least 3 posts a day on 5 to 7 different platforms. Like, holy moly, man. 3 posts a day on 5 to 7 platforms? Like, you're a beast. That's monstrous. So, how else do you do that? And that's kind of where I'm at right now. If we can go with what Gary Vaynerchuk is saying and make this happen, so then basically the whole goal would be to take at least one of these quotes every day out of the book, make a post so that quote is getting sent out to Facebook, Twitter, and then my blog post, right? So that's one post in 3 different spots right there. And then if I'm to live stream at least once a day, well, that's once up onto YouTube. So then they're saying to do that 365 orbit, right? So that's one video a day on YouTube, and it can be fairly extensive to do that. But the way around it, without having to sit there and do all this recording and then hours of editing and pulling your hair out trying to get it up online, well, I just skipping that whole step and just live streaming like this so that it just goes directly to YouTube. There's no messing around with freaking cameras or phones and pulling files off and throwing it onto the computer and then having to move them into the freaking editor and then rip them all apart so that you only get the fragments that you want, and really hiding your personality and all your fuck ups because you don't know how to speak to a camera, or you're afraid of it, or there's a lot of dead time, or you're just trying to fill up the gaps, or so whatever. Each to their own. There's some really good editors out there. There's some really great creators, and everybody seems to have their own style. And somehow this fell upon me. This is the old man lazy style, I guess you could say. Because I don't want to sit here and edit all day. I would if I knew I was making good coin off of it and I was good at it. I know that I can get good at it and I will make money off of it. But right now, man, I'm just trying to live. Like, I'm scared as shit, but I'm just trying to freaking keep it on the cool and go with the flow. Like, it's not the time to get super scared right now, but I still got to keep moving and keep going at this and make something out of it, because if I don't, then, like, that's the end of it, you know? So you're better to just keep on pushing forward until you make something out of it, right? So even by sitting here now, even with Skip the Dishes, I'm on shift and I haven't gained anything out of it as of yet. We're still gaining because we're still out in this hotspot area. Uh, Skip the Dish and DoorDash both know where I live, obviously. And so if I'm still out on the town and the app is following me, well, then we're still being effective in that manner because the phone is moving around town. And that's kind of the important thing. Staying situated here like this, it's not really moving, but I'm not at home. Like, obviously, I'm situated very central to everything. So if they have an order, I can pretty much move in any given direction, and it should be roughly the same travel time no matter which way I go. Pretty close to it, from what I can tell. You know, it's not exactly a circle, and some areas are definitely more dense than others, but I think this is a good little area, anyways. You're not right in downtown, but you're not in the outskirts of the city either. So I'll just play this game for a little while here. Whatever happens, happens. I'm hoping to grab onto a few more subscribers. That'd be cool. But I keep seeing one wheels pop up, and I keep seeing guys with one wheel channels pop up, and they're getting subscribers, and I'm not getting anything. But whatever. I thought of it too late. Not too late, just I'd known of the things, but then they just didn't really strike enough interest for me until now, I guess. I don't know, I've seen them around for a year, at least a year. I don't know, I didn't strike an interest in me then, a year ago. But Now I'm in. I don't know. I'll find my way in one way or another with YouTube. Just pollute it with crap right now. Come on. I want to look at that app until it gives me a job. Give me a job. Come on. There's gotta be. Is there a trick to this? Like, am I doing something? I'm just playing around on the app or on the map. Like, it seems every time I play around, something kind of happens. So. Did I not? What the fuck? Did I not do this properly? Oh, come on. It says start. All of a sudden, I came up with the screen and it says start on it. But since I went away from the calendar, oh, maybe that's why I haven't been getting any orders. Ugh. Learning curves. Shit. So I sat here for an hour and a half and I could have been. Fuck. Guess I should have been playing around a little bit more. I forgot about that. It's all learning curves, I guess. I was on the calendar looking at my shift, waiting for it to freaking everything to happen. I just clicked on this bottom here where the gears are. Shit. So I've been sitting here all this time and there could have very well been. No shift extensions. I don't want a shift extension. I want an order. I wasn't realizing that I was offline. You gotta make sure you're online, guys. Yeah. I remember them saying that. I thought I was online when I was getting interaction from them. But I guess you actually have to hit that button. So there's a tab here on the top right where you can actually pause offers so that you can go and do chores or whatever. And then there's another button where you can end shift early. So I kind of just started my shift. It was supposed to start at 8:30, 9. So that's an hour and a half that I just freaking wasted. Oh, that's not good. Not putting on a good representation, Casey. Dummy. Should have been playing with the phone more instead of yapping your head off. Freaking pay attention, man. Turn on the Wi-Fi. You're not chewing up my data. So the phone's showing 5G. Signing in to Starbucks. If we do that, we'll just stay. We'll stay on ours. We'll just stay on mine. Because if I leave, I won't be on. I'll be bouncing back and forth from connections. So I'll stay with the phone on my service and the laptop up on Starbucks. So that's pretty disappointing. Sitting here for an hour and a half yammering at the freaking computer because I didn't turn my phone to online. So it's matching me to orders. Basically, this is what's going on now. I'm just seeing the blue. Oh, what happened there? Yeah, so it's just streaking back and forth. And light it up. Hold it up. Oh, so map preferences, there's the zones and there's hotspots. Hotspots. See where couriers often park to collect orders. Data is not live and going to these areas does not guarantee orders. So I'm basically in one of the areas. I can go more downtown. I guess that's pretty condensed. So you can see there's these little circles that they show you. These are areas where people normally park, and downtown has the most circles all in one area. Like they're overlapping each other. So that could be an idea, is to just move downtown and see if something else comes up from being down there. Not sure. Shit. I'm just gonna stay here for a little while longer because I just actually turned this on. So, dummy, sitting here for an hour and a half, wanting an order. Pretty hard to get an order when you're freaking sitting around, not paying attention. So yeah, that was at the bottom here. I just clicked the bottom. It looks like the two books or whatever. It's hard to see, but that button and the white one. And you can change it between the zone area or the hotspot areas. Well, we'll get better at this. This is only the first night. We burnt off an hour and a half. That was a whole waste, but battery life's up to 55. Whatever. I'm not gonna run out of the gates freaking perfect. Yeah, I didn't think we were in Victoria anymore. We got 5G network, so that's kind of cool. Impressive. So this is a guy here, and he's gonna try and come talk to me. And I don't really want to talk to him.
You guys over here just being fucked. My suitcase is sitting on the corner. Would you go grab it?
No.
It's right on the corner.
I'm not going anywhere. No? I'm live streaming right now. I'm waiting for a job to happen.
Is there any change tonight, bro?
I don't have money on me.
I got nothing.
I don't have any money on me. I just... No.
I ain't doing dope. I ain't fucking rubber. Bullshit either.
What do you mean?
What are you going on? Like, fuck, you know? Just judged in the wrong way, right?
Oh yeah, no, I hear you. I'm not trying to judge you.
People here. I gotta get my bag on the corner. Fuck.
Well, go get your bag. You can leave the bike here. I'll watch the bike. Go get your stuff. Like, they're not gonna fuck with your bike because I'm here.
Nothing valuable.
Yeah, but it's your gear. I'll watch your gear that's sitting here if you're gonna go run that. Like, hey.
That's always nice to have, if you don't mind. Well, that and, you know, get blade.
Well, it's something, man. And yeah, it's easy to stash. Oh yeah, I'll get out. I just don't want to leave here. Oh, I have no need for it. Jeez. Go get your stuff before it disappears. Oh, this guy's all geared right up. It's funny. See, he's got a bike full of gear and he's worried about it. And then he's got a bag over here. Seems like a pretty decent guy, so we'll go for the... Get started. I got an order. Okay. Total 759. It's 4.3 kilometers away. We're in. We got an order. So that goes to show that I sat here for an hour and a half doing nothing. I gotta hurry. You gotta go. You gotta hurry. You sure? Well, where's your stuff? Well, we gotta get to work, but... Okay. Clicking on Google Maps. Where'd you go? Here. Take care. Okay, we got an order. I just handed that guy $3 to help him out. So I clicked on it. It's at Sapino's Pizzeria, Cedar Hill. Google Maps. We're clicking on Google Maps. Set to always. All right. Supported links. Open supported links every time. Ask every time. Supported links open. You've chosen to launch this app by default for some. Holy shit. No. Okay, it's prepaid. Google Maps. Come on. Alright. 5 minutes. Start.
Head east on Alpha Street toward Trans-Canada Highway, British Columbia 1 North. Then turn right onto Trans-Canada Highway.
Alright, guys. I'll see you when this is over. Things are on the go. Obviously, I was sitting around freaking dawdling, doing nothing. Sorry about that. But it's the first night learning curves, and I'm on the run. Making money. See ya.
In 200 meters.